All right, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Liger once again. I apologize. I don't know what's going on with Google and whatever. I was gonna show video and all that stuff. You know what? I'm gonna just take it easy and simple. Take it as simple as I can. Let me just put already start. Next one. Refresh. And all right, okay. So, this is just ridiculous. Okay, now to me, I sound way better now. So let's go with that setup and try again. I don't think this time YouTube will mess me up with this one. Metalment is here. Metalment's here. Hope everybody else can make it over. If not, Metalment, if you could, I don't know if the old chat is up. You could share the old chat with those guys. But anyway. Let's talk about of course. So I was doing the video. I was not doing a video. I'm sorry. Jeez, I'm trying to catch back up for what I was doing from since that messed me up. And I also lost the link to the article where I was reading. That's great. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Still has a little crackling to it. I don't know why. Thank you, YouTube. Still has a little crackling to it. I don't know why. Someone spilled orange juice on Google's server. Oh man, you bad Metalment. Okay, all right. Let's try this again. Okay, let's try this again. So I lost the article from Polygon because I was trying to fix this thing. But basically, Polygon was saying that Nintendo, because Nintendo went for the childish and kiddie games and the childish and kiddie designs of their console, of their handheld console, we lost out on a great console called PlayStation Vita. Well, I got looking at the article. Yeah, you lost out because nobody was supporting the game. Nobody was buying Vita, and I have a PlayStation Vita. Don't get me wrong, and there are good games on there, but nobody was buying it. Sony wasn't pushing it, so it's not because of Nintendo. It's because of Sony did not do a good job of doing it. If Sony did the same amount of job as they did with the damn PlayStation 4, maybe the Vita would be more stronger. But and for you to say that the PlayStation Vita it doesn't look like a toy. It looks like a high-tech device. Well, good for you, but again, people wanted something. They wanted the games. They wanted practicality, and they wanted something that is durable against kids, and that's where Nintendo went with it, and that's why it sold. Nevertheless, that you could buy an SD card for anything to 64 gigs for what? Cheap as hell. And you try to buy a 16 gig PlayStation memory card, and it costs $30 to $40. Hell, let me just check this out right now on Amazon just to see something. I just want to see what it is. Let me see. PlayStation Vita. PlayStation Vita memory cards. Okay, exactly. 32 gig PlayStation Vita memory card, $58 on Amazon. 8 gig for $24.50. 16 gig for $37. 64 gig for $100. Nobody's gonna pay into that cost, dude. Seriously, that was crazy cost. But it's weird how people want to visit. Slow day at Polygon, huh? You're right, Mailman. That was one article that had me weird, and another one that had me also weird too is PC. People always think PC master race. PC has some down in the tank bastards just as much as I said. Every console, every device has the fanboys, has the craziness, has the whatever. So you guys are down. You guys are bombing the Steam price of Tomb Raider because the discount's gonna lift up. What is wrong with you guys? Buy the damn game and play it. You missed out on the sale. That's your fault. The developers have to make money too, you know. It's always funny how these gamers like, oh man, we got to think that the developers care and love and blah 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 and everything, and then you don't want to buy their game for full price to give them more money. Get the hell out of here with that crap. Again, that's one of the reasons I just like to play. You know why I did my video a long time ago. Say, you know what, I'm just gonna do what I gotta do, make my money, and when Gamer loses his soul, hey, oh, sorry, I'm out of it. That's the best way I could say it. So, yeah, whatever, Sprite. So, with that said, let's get into, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep it aside. Like, I can't put up gameplay of the game. I don't, because of the daggone. I don't want to try and lose after going through all that crap because I'm already done 30 minutes behind on doing this. I wanted to do this, do for about an hour, then go to sleep. That's the whole point of the damn thing. And I already done see that I've not got I had a lot of people watching and I've not gotten them back, but I'm not here for the views. I'm here to share my opinion and share stuff that I found out that's interesting. Now, with that said, the reason I am doing this video, I might list this scene cut start. Okay, what I just did that for that is I might re-upload this with gameplay and it gets straight to the point and not talk about the issues because I want this to be really heard to people. So, Starlink. All right, I gave my impressions of Starlink. And as I said before, it's a very cool game. Now, I watched some videos from certain people, from different types of people. And different types of people have brought on some very peculiar, how should I say, aspects. Now, I've listened to watch Mr. T's video, RGT85, and because of Triple M, I've listened to Juice's News podcast, or should I say, Tangerine Juice podcast, and here's some stuff. But First of all, let's get something straight with certain things. The reason why I say journalism is weird because nobody damn do self journalism no more. Everybody just roll. Everybody just roll off what somebody else is saying. You mean this is the Star Fox we've been waiting for? First of all, if you buy Starlink, the box says 4 gigs, not 6. Day one patch. I ain't heard nobody talk said that. Second, since I don't live for the online experience as much as most of these gamers do, what's up, lazy one? And most of these gamers do, like in certain aspects, I did, and Triple M could back me up on this. I did, as Triple M back me on this. I started and played Starlink without internet. I bought the Star Fox, of course, for the Switch. I got the deluxe version. I put it in starter pack. I put the game into the cartridge into my Switch. Played it. No internet was on. Nothing was plugged up. I played the game for a day. No, I was about 2 days without no problem, no hiccups. So, proud for you for that. For that. So, I have what I'm gonna say. Didn't have no problems, play the game, nothing like I said, no problems like that. So you could have played the game without the required day one patch. Just letting you know that. And I'm like I said, I'm not a journalist. I shouldn't really have to go and do this, but I did. So that's that. Now I went back and listened to some interviews and read some interviews with the creators of Starlink. And the creators of Starlink and Nintendo on certain aspects. Now, this is something I have to give to let y'all know. Now, I wanted when Starlink was announced. You could go back to my E3 videos about this because I said it when Starlink was announced without the Star Fox. I was looking for the game. I love space shooters, and that's why I love Manticore. I thought that's another game that's on the Switch. No, you ain't gotta be. You don't have to be sarcastic. I'm Terrell 83. That doesn't bother me. But you have to have Manticore. And to you don't have to worry about your shields in a way, lazy one. But Manticore and Smurf games, as Sprite could tell you, like I played a game, play with those. Those games are something I love. I love space shooters. And what happened is I was ready for this game because that looked like a very intriguing game. Now in 2018, what we saw, they said that Star Fox is gonna be a part of it. Kind of guessed it because Triple M was this watching when I was doing the direct and stuff. And it happened, pretty cool. That's good. I said Star Fox is in there. That's great. Now the what do you call it? The the game had its own thing. As I say, here Starlink didn't sell well on the other system. I'm guessing that happens when you release close to Red Dead. And that is true because according to what people are saying, according to book and everything else, they're saying Starlink flops in latest on the latest charts. The thing that has me and it which is sad, 82% of the game is on from UK. 82% of the game is from the Switch version. As 10% is from PlayStation 4 and 9% is from Xbox One. That's sad. And as the usual, Call of Duty retains its spot. I figured Call of Duty would do that because I think I know how I'm gonna do this video. I might just have to I'm gonna do a Starlink video as a separate thing as I thought it is, but I'll talk about the stuff in this podcast and then put up a new video with audio and visuals that will be pertaining to this. So all this right now I'm looking into is messing up what I wanted to say. So I'll do a new video, but I'll talk it with you guys that's here listening. And I'm not gonna say I'm not surprised. Call of Duty #1. All the people who bitch, Call of Duty, Black Ops 4 is not gonna whatever, it's not gonna sell, blah blah blah. And there we go again. Y'all just want that stuff. So whatever. But again, we already know that Switch was gonna sell more. Switch is gonna sell to the what do you call it? It's not going to sell more than Nintendo Switch and anything. So hopefully, if they do a sequel or whatever, I hope they put it on Nintendo's consoles. They know what it works. The lazy, well, damn, they should release around Red Dead. What ain't Red Dead also is also Call of Duty. It just got as well too, guys. Because like I said, their #1 is Call of Duty is back on top of the charts. So not surprised. If Starlink on PlayStation 4 and Xbox had their own exclusive content, sales could have been better. I don't think so. Why is it 20? I do not think so because it's a new IP. We all know how gamers go with new IPs lately. Red Dead is like the other guys are saying, Red Dead is very strong. The people want to play that game. Call of Duty, people want to play that game, even though people said they don't want it to be always online and battle royale, but it is. People don't stick to their guns. I can't play an always online game. Y'all lost me at that. I ain't doing that. Still, that's one thing I will stick to the end. I am not playing a game on a console always online. No. Your phone or something, whatever, that different. Including it was a free game, I will do a free game. I ain't paying for that. Yeah. So I don't think it would have sold like that. Now the sad part about it is Starlink is so far that I played and I played a lot of the game. I've almost cleared the first planet. I don't mean by clear the first planet because you don't have to think. You clear the first planet wise fully, like discover everything. I've taken most of the towers down and everything like that. I've got all the refineries up and running and everything. Starlink is a good game, and I want to give just to Toronto. I gotta get to Toronto, Starlink, what call it? Ubisoft Toronto. I have to give you shout outs to that. And Richard Carrillo, Matthew Rose, Peter Hansen, and Daniel Inbanks. I have to give you guys a shout out because Starlink is a really good game. The concept is not super fresh because, again, it is true that this is like a No Man's Sky realized. This is what No Man's Sky should have been. And people say No Man's Sky is right now what it is. Yeah. I understand that, but No Man's Sky, this is a game that is really good. The Switch, the art style is gorgeous. Love the art style. Love the way this is. Now, adding the Star Fox did make the game sell more on the Switch, as we all know. The number one seller is going to be on the Switch, guaranteed. We know that. Said that before even the game came out. You guys know I said that. So the thing that's bad is people are saying like RG8 and all the 85 and everything, like this is the Star Fox game we should have. This is the Star Wars game we should have had and all that stuff. Now, like I said, I looked at I read the interviews between those guys and Nintendo, see what happened. I want to thank I gotta thank Akio Miyamoto for looking over some stuff and telling them, hey, this is pretty cool. That's why you saw them give them the first arrow ring for when he revealed it in E3. But Starlink Star Fox it will sound bad the way I'm just gonna say this right now. It was an afterthought. In a way, they were saying that I read a couple of reviews say this is what we want. We wanted, like, the game designers wanted to do this before, but the way they implement it is still an afterthought. Anything's better than No Man's Sky, even wet paint on a wall. You're gonna be that cruel, bro. But this is why I'm saying that, because of the controls is one. That's not Nintendo style of designing things. And there are many aspects of the game that does, because most of the cutscenes, and I've looked at this, most of the cutscenes is basically was space gapped in to put Star Fox and other stuff in there. Some spaces that was in, they gapped them in. The space that almost put at the ending of the cutscene to prolong it, or when it was not needed. When you're looking at other games, you're looking at other consoles, it was just a blank audio blank, whatever, and then they keep it over. So Star Fox just was basically implemented in. They did a good job of doing it in some cases, but not all cases. Okay. 1, 2. Like I said, the control scheme, which I'll go into now. Right now, at this time, there's another podcast going on, Terminator Juice, and they're having their podcast on there. And again, Triple M basically let me hear some of their podcasts from last week, I think it was. Has to be, because it ain't this week, but last week. And the people were talking about the sales of Star Fox and, oh, it's a dying franchise and everything. Oh, okay, I remember people was this is the thing that does take me off. And there's not a good proper Star Fox game and all that bull crap. Sorry, T-Juice. I mean, it's literally like you guys have gone down and down and down in how you guys talk about games. Not facts, but games itself. Because they were saying Star Fox would have sold, Zero would have sold better if it was early in the Wii U cycle, or if it was early in the Wii U cycle. Well, again, Zelda on the Wii U sold very well. I don't know. And every case that they brought up, Tokyo Mirage Session, a very polished game, which it is. But the reason why that game, no, I know C like zero. Don't get me wrong, but he defended it back then. Remember, we talked off when we talked off air tripling. He defended it back then, and then it changes now. It's weird. But first of all, like I saw T's video, he was saying this is a unique design. Most of the design, the character the model came from zero. The air wing mostly came from zero because there are only two things looking at side by side, looking at the that the air wing, the R wing, I should say, sorry, the R wing looks had the cockpit was is more synergized, so it's popping out like most Star Fox's things are, and also the how the G diffusion system on the back comes out of that. No, you know, you catch what I'm saying, Trip. T was one when we used to have the game as a large was defending Star Fox because of what people was asking for, which is the one thing I haven't is. But the one who brought up the whole dying console, the game could have sold better and everything back then, knowing that the problem was gamers asked for the damn game, asked specifically for platinum, asked different to use the control, the gamepad, asked for a lot of stuff out of it, and then when the game came, when push came to shove, they didn't buy it. Just like Metroid: Return of Samus, when everybody said they wanted a traditional Metroid game, it came out, it was good, had great scores, got a game of the year, and people still didn't buy it. Gamers are full of crap. That's the part about this I don't like. But do they not came here? Like I said, my point of doing Let's Game is not to taking LVC or WTF and put it into these things. That's why I said I have to redo this and change this podcast name a little because I don't want Let's Talk Games about griping and moaning. That's not what the Let's Talk Games is all about. It's about the games itself. So going back into Starlink. Now, when I play the game, I have to be honest with anybody. And again, T and R and all those guys have their opinions, not arguing their opinions. Some of the stuff is facts, is what I go with. They're saying Star Fox game, so like Star Fox game. Great. Okay, Melman. Jeez. But okay, so here's what. Let's get back to the Starlink. If I want to, like I said, Starlink's a good game. You will check out other reviews. Like I said, I love what they did with it. It has its little quirks and problems. Unlike other gamers, when Star Fox Zero came with the motion controls, I don't like twin sticks. But here's the thing: I can at least learn how to do it because the game is good enough for me to want to play that. That's what it is. Everybody remember back when Star Fox Zero came, oh man, the motion controls make it so hard for me. And again, my little niece could play, but y'all can't play. Man, y'all are sad individuals. I mean, gaming is a box of chocolates. You don't know what you get until you open up. I will be beg and will not beg a company to make that. Rather than surprised that, right? You're right, lazy one. Okay. Let's get out to the nitty-gritty. Sorry for all of this stuff. Star Fox. If there's some stuff in Starlink that could make Star Fox, could make a future Star Fox game. And that's what this podcast is all about. Now, so let's talk about that. From what I played and enjoyed, and I'm still playing, enjoying Star Fox, this having the worlds that they have, pretty cool. We already have the light system. How the light system goes and it goes beyond. Oh, I got a note, and also too, I have to talk about that with Star Fox because T did say it in his video saying that we need to do a different kind of we got to do a different type of boss. We can't use Andros. Okay. Star Fox 1, 2. All right, you have that. Dinosaur Planet. Andros was at the end. You didn't know that until you get to the end of the game. Assault was not. It was not Andros. Command was not Andros. Star Fox Zero, because it is a reboot of a reboot of the game, has Andros in it. Okay, so there've been 2 games that doesn't have Andros as the main protagonist. 3 really, because again, he didn't show himself on 3DP until the end of the game, really. Got you. So you don't have to have Andros. You have enough. The game could have been like how Starlink is a straight Michael transaction. Sorry, a straight Star Wolf rivalry. It could be that, because again, you had many bad guys other than that. So it could have been it could be a Star Wolf rivalry like how Starlink has. So we could do the features that. Because in Star Fox Assault, Star Wolf had his own legion of bad guys, the ruffians, and with how it was him, Leon, and Panther. You had a crew to do damage against the Star Fox team. Maybe they need a fourth. They need to find a 4th character. So, because of course, Oikini is basically towards Andros. You could say Dash from Command. They could put Dash as the fourth since Oikini is that, and Dash have different side. Because one of the stories that Dash realized why he one of the stories from Command, Dash realized that he could do better than his uncle and his grandfather. I forgot. No, Dash is his grandson. Dash is Andros' grandson. So Dash could have been the 4th. So we could see that. So the way it's set up, you can have like I said, LiDAR system or a new system in its own. Now, again, when I play Starlink, I really cannot play. And this is my plane. I play Starlink when it comes. I play Star Fox when it comes to the story, to keep the story feeling whatever. But I cannot play it while doing the monotonous stuff that's on what this game does. No, do not even start that mess up in this place, Mel. I mean, why did you? But you have a repetitious style in this game. This game, Starlink, is very repetitious, good and bad, because remember I told you about the execution. Now, I'll say one thing about this. Starlink would have been awesome because of what you got to do on the planets. Starlink would have been an awesome game on the Wii U. Bar none. Why? Because of the double screen experience. Because in Starlink, you have, once you get to the planet, you have to find the refineries and observeries, and you have to do monotonous thing to like find this, fetch questions, find this, look for this part, save this guy, do that. You got to do that multiple times over and over and over again. And you also got to save them. And sometimes the pirates come down. There's pirates in the game and scavengers come down and attack the refineries and the stuff. Okay, you try to, the people who are at the planet, sorry, the people who's on the planet are trying to live their lives and try to stop from the stuff, trying to get away from, trying to get their life back from because the Legion has rose up and they start attacking them and everything. So sometimes you see a SOS signal on the screen. Here's the problem. The only way you can see the SOS signal on the screen is when you and each refinery has a life bar. The only way you can have SS is screen. And again, stop. Yeah, stop. Don't be doing that in the chat, Sprite. You and Melman, stop it, please. The only way you can see SOS on the screen is when you look at the map. See, if the map was on the second screen, like how you have Xenoblade, that would have been awesome to see. Okay, oh wow, this map is this guy's getting attacked. Let me go there and check it out. But without opening the map, you do not know that these refineries are getting attacked. You don't. Without also the map, you don't know where the negative parts are. Like you because there's certain things that you have to set up and transpond to and everything. Now the map that they use installing is damn good if you're using it, and the mini map is pretty damn useful too. Don't get me wrong, but without seeing the whole view that you could have done in Xenoblade Chronicles X, I think that this game would have worked better on the Wii U. That's one. So if I'm gonna do that, I'll put a game like Starlink on a Wii U. But again, that part what I just said is something Star Fox is not known for. Star Fox is straight action. They're a mercenary team to fight and through the second screen could clean up the UI. I'll say this to you, Terrell, if you ever play Star Fox, Starlink, if you're gonna buy it or not, if you have it or not, you can clean up the UI. They gave you every option to clean up the UI in the game because I cleaned up some of the UI already. So they did a good job on that. Tilapia and Starlink. No, you don't. Anyway, you have so I give credit to the Ubisoft that they give you many options to clean up the screen, which is awesome. So they do that. So giving Avengers a second chance. So you have that. Now, like I said, Star Fox is about adventure and doing this stuff. In Star Fox Zero, you had missions. And in this game, Starlink, you do have missions, but it's repetitive and you're doing stuff. He has puzzles, and for as weird as this sound, it has platforming. You have to do platforming in your ships in this game. So it's weird and unique that you have to do that, but it has platforming in this game. And people will be like, well, okay, why don't I just fly? And I gotta give it to them. They did a good job of making the platforming had to be used. I can give an example. Look, I'm just looking at the chat. I'll give you an example. Look at in a game I had to solve a puzzle where there was a ship that was crashed and it was a big fan spinning, but I had to get to the node that's behind the fan. So you had to unplug. You had to unplug a power conductor. You had to unplug a power conductor. The fan starts spinning. You get behind it and get the stuff. But then you had to go to another ship. You had to go, but in that same ship, like I say, it's broken. So you had two power cables. You had to take that power conductor, go to the other ship to power it on to open this door. To open the door to get to the other power conductor. Then you had to take the power conductor, and then because basically in Starlink you have a tethering beam that you could grab and pull stuff with a beam, and you pull it. You have that. Then you have to boost and jump all the way across to the nether to open the door. You have that to open the door, get across this thing. It was in a kind of like a windmill kind of thing. The windmill was blocking you. You needed a power conductor to keep the windmill going, and then you pull the power conductor at the time when the windmill was not blocking the jump. Then you had to jump all the way across that with the power conductor again, and then plug it in and to open up the last door. Now, A lot of people would say, why didn't I just fly to the top of everything? Which you do have that option in the game. You have an option in the game to fly the plane. You don't have to stay on the ground or hover. You have a plan. Once you get your power systems back on in the first part of the game, you can fly around. You don't have to stay close to the ground. The problem is though, they made it that if you're tethered to something in front of the ship, you cannot fly. They said the fly is too heavy. So you can fly with the system. So in other words, they have platforming with the ship. Because the ship, the B button is to jump, or and hold it you hover. A is to boost, or boot. You have the boot, and then your boost. Your A is to boost. So you have those. So basically, that's how you do your stuff. Now, again, reason why Starlink is not a Star Fox game, because if you're gonna do a barrel roll, you can't do a barrel roll very easy in this game. You have to press A. In space is easier. You have to press A and hold the left button, tap it, and you will do a barrel roll. Now we know in Star Fox, left, right, you automatically does it. But you do a barrel roll. But on the ground, you have to press A, then B, then do the barrel roll. Because if you do the barrel roll, spin and hit the ground, you lose control. So you have to be in the air to do the barrel roll. Now the good thing about it, if you do that, you automatically they give you 3. Well, the one I'm playing right now, they give you. Well, no, it goes up and up and more. They give you 3. They give you 3 or more points for when you do that. They call it a trick. You use the terrain and you can flip in the air. And if you do a barrel roll, you get trick. You get 3 experience points or whatever. You get that. Once you do that, though, once you do that setup, that you do. If you do it in a fight, you do get your shield power back up. Now that's up to you to remember to do that. When you first start the game, you can't, but hope you can remember to do that. Now, so the barrel roll is not as easy. That you don't have a U-turn or whatever. None of that U-turn. You have an instant turn, but that's a pain in the butt. And another thing I don't like is because they try to put every button into control. That's what I was saying back to you, Toronto 83. They have a chance. You got to go to option buttons, and like the right trigger button, which is basically the game control is basically like a twin stick like a first person shooter, twin stick, which I don't like. But I can play the game enough to understand that. You click in and sometimes you will accidentally click in. And I'm happy that these guys had the option to take this out, because sometimes I click in and there's a zoom in. I'm like, oh crap, I don't want to zoom in now. So there's an option in the option screen to take the zoom in out. And I did that because that's annoying when you're fighting some of these the Legion and you just accidentally press it in by accident and you zoom in, and then the person you were shooting just disappears off the screen because you zoom in. So good job for adding that option in there. Again, Ubisoft and the team. So going back again, like I said, the mundane, and I do mean it's not mundane to me, but I could see it be mundane to a lot of people. That is not a Star Fox game. Going back and forth, chicken refineries, go fetch quests to find this razor bit, go find this common material and bring it back there and build it up. Like, that's not a Star Fox game. I like it. Okay, Addison is basically saying maybe upgrade the vehicles as the progress. Maybe bring back the custom ships. Each had having in the special abilities like they had in Star Fox Command. Could be an option. I like it better that they were a uniform team with our wing, just the R wing, and having the different thing. Upgrading stuff, no problem. If you're gonna do certain missions, the copter, the R wing, the tank, It's the Blue Marine. No, it doesn't have. No, it doesn't have online multiplayer. Now I'm just joking. You in the future. I don't know what the co-op is for Starlink. Define more than it. No, it's not. It's Starlink. But if I want to do a Star Fox game, future, the way Starlink has the game set up, in a way, it can work towards a kind of game. The problem is, again, we have to make. Yeah, but that was a separate game by itself. As I was saying, Star Fox Guard defending the money operation. You have that, but that's a guard defending that way. In Starlink, you basically, somebody's attacking. You see the ship, and you go with your ship, and you shoot them. Anyway, so it's a different style of guarding. But I was saying that it could have the multi-online play. You have to find a way to make it a little more difficult because again, having a game have a simple button layout to do the barrel spin and the somersault and stuff like that would make online boring and repetitious. It happened. It happened. It happened in Star Fox Command. It happened in Star Fox 64. I know because I played it, and it was just boring. The real question is Star Fox vehicles. The real question is Star Fox vehicles use G diffusion system in the game. No, they do. They say, but it's different story, so it's all different. They're basically the main ship, the Eclipse, uses is basically taking the mining the thing that changes Electrum and Nova. Nova's for the ship, but Electrum and changing Electrum into energy to give to the ships. So you have to make it in a way that is not easy, because again, it just gets too boring. I've seen it, I've played it, and again, real developers confirmed it when I talked to them. Unlike other people, I went to the source and asked developers at Platinum and everything, and they were like, "Yeah, that's boring. It would be boring," and that's why they scrapped it. Now I'm with you guys with that. It should be a multiplayer game, and I've said this before, that have co-op missions. Slippy does something while Fox do something. Peppy is because every one of these guys had their specialty of Peppy. It was the Slippy's the tech guy, recognizes shields and does the tech. Falco is basically a pilot, ace pilot. He has more maneuverability. Fox is in the middle in that regard, and Peppy just basically all knowledge going around with what's going on in the game. So you could have done that, or if you want to put Crystal in there, like they said, Crystal of course had the telepathy to know what people's going on and stuff like that. You could put that in the game too. You could, but I think co-op is going to be more better than just a multiplayer battle royale bullcrap that everybody's going with. I think that should be more better of a game, because if you want to, because I do like, look, when it comes to Star Fox games, I love that you do have the simplistic controls. It's very, very nice. I like that. And that's where the twin stick works bad in Star Fox, in Starlink, in space. I don't know why Ubisoft went that way. I think they could have streamlined it. Once you go in space, the control should have changed. Once you're on the ground, because Nintendo you guys know Nintendo is good for that. Gameplay on something is different. Gameplay up in space is different. They've done that with Mario. They've done that with Metroid. They've done it's a difference when you're in a different atmosphere. And Nintendo's done a good job of that. There's some games out there that have done that too. So I'm not saying it's a Nintendo thing only, but Nintendo has done a really good job of doing stuff like that. The twin sticks in space is annoying. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it no better than that. It's annoying. See, when you're on the ground, it's easier because you have a ground, so you can't tilt down, and you have you basically you jump so you can't go up. In space, of course, there's no ground, and there's up is almost anywhere. So those guys can go anywhere and catch you off guard. And using the twin sticks is just a pain in the butt. I try my best to avoid. If I'm gonna fight in space, I mostly call in my crew to give me so he can watch my back if I'm fighting in space. And yeah, it's just so annoying. Metro Prime Federation reports comes to mind. That is true. Triple M. That's I could go with that. For the twin sticks in space, I think they should have gone. Like I said, look at Manticore. Look, hey, Manticore. Look at Ace Combat. Like they know what they're doing with their controls, and they don't use twin sticks. I don't know why they use the twin sticks in this game. For that, they should have streamlined it. You didn't need that kind of setup for the space part of the game. Kind of had like different puzzles, new games, Sleepy Toad, Puzzle Element, Gyrocopter, Fox and Falco Fights in Aerospace. Yes, or like Assault. When Assault, remember when Fox have to fight on ground while everybody's above them flying, and that could have happened as well too. That could work. I could work with that in the multiplayer. Hey, I'm going down to take care of the or you could use the Landmaster as the ground vehicle. So okay, so again, saying that this is Starlink this is going to be more Star Fox on the ground. They could have more story element to be action again, and use the Landmaster. And yeah, I have to say, when we use the Landmaster, the best Landmaster to use would be the one from Zero, because that one could fly and hover and do all stuff. So that'll be great. That'd be great for going exploring if you gotta go shooting stuff, whatever. I don't know if you need to come out of the vehicles, but if they want to go out of the vehicles, that'll be cool. That'd be cool if they really want to go into that. I think they could go that far. I think Nintendo could go that far to have certain maybe 2 or 3 stages, not a lot, that you have to go in there, and they do change the see, the funny thing is, you could do the changes of the controls a little bit better, of course. But because I didn't have a problem with Assault, I got used to Assault when you were on the foot missions. But I digress from that. Well, again, it doesn't work in space that well. I mean, if you're by the game, you'll see what I'm talking about, Terrell 83. But anyway, and also I've seen people. If you saw the video I played last time, you saw people struggling to do that too. So there how that goes. Anyway, you have how should I say this? And since this is just a talking podcast, instead of what I really wanted to go in, if Sprite Trip, you guys want to jump, anybody want to jump in, I'm going to send it to the usual channel. If you want to jump in on that. Give me a second here. I'm going to send it to the usual channels. But you have... the controls, they might could change some of the controls on some of the controls for the foot missions, but I think they could have a foot missions, and maybe I don't know, a third person. The cutscenes could be of course third person, but you could do first person. If you're going to use the first person controls, again, so they're using the Switch, you can use gyroscope. Use the gyroscope for shooting and that. I use Foxes because they do have a blaster from, and you can initiate some of the stuff from Smash Brothers in the regard of that. That would be cool to do that. Don't get me wrong. I could see that. I could see that being going that route. So then and it would be more like, I would say, if you're gonna be on a planet, you're gonna be more like, oh wow, like it's a dog fight scene like how they did with Star Fox 64, or like on Star Fox Assault, that, oh wow, we're gonna do a scene where we have to use the Landmaster to fight the tank or whatever, and let the guys be up top, backing you up while you go and do your attack like that. I could see that. Like I said, there's some stuff in Starlink that could work pretty damn good for a Star Fox game. Again, I have to give a nod out to Ubisoft for creating one of the largest worlds in video games. And now that Starlink is one of the largest worlds in video games. And it seamlessly works pretty well. So Breath of the Wild, hey, they learn very well from you, Breath of the Wild. Because Star Fox, like I said, Starlink is a humongous game. If those things count as miles, that's the biggest game I've ever seen. And you could go to planet without loading. Love that. That's Breath of the Wild style of game designing. So again, another notch up for the Ubisoft team. Very good. So we could do that. But we gotta make sure Star Fox is more action or like I said, if you're gonna do stealth, but more action if anything. Another thing I will have to add on to it is I kind of wish Starlink, so far that I know, Starlink does not have the setup like Star Fox 64, which is you could enter the ship anytime, like physically, and Zero does the same thing too. You will physically enter the ship and come back out. I like that. I wish Starlink had that as well too, but it don't. Like I said, Starlink was not a Star Fox game. It's a Star Fox game after the fact. The thing I would say the most, if we don't want to have a land foot mission, one of the things I wish that these guys did instead of Star Fox hovering and stuff like that, including in the parts where you have to fight to take over the little destroyed cities. I think they should have the Star Fox. You know what will work perfectly in that? Again, another thing from Star Fox Zero, the Walker. The Walker would have worked very well in that game. Cause that would have been a great game right there to have. Not game, a great mode to have. Because again, some of the hovering, it does make it a pain. And again, the part that has some of the what do you call it, the platforming, I think it'll work better if the Star Fox ship had turned into the Walker. We have a lot of different Star Fox has come a long way in gaming, and I have to commend it. I've bought every single Star Fox game, and now of course I have the elusive. Now I have the elusive Star Fox Zero. I mean Star Fox 2 on my Super NES Classic. Yeah, I bought every game. I love Star Fox 1. Love more Star Fox 64 because that's why I started with. I'm not in. I ain't gonna say the love started with Star Fox 64. I played Star Fox on the Super NES, liked it, but I didn't got into the whole love of it really as much. Just having the Walker missing definitely showed me that the Star Fox part was rushed installing from Triple M. Yep. I still need command if only I got them. That's okay. Well, I played the game for let's say I got all the Star Fox games. and I enjoy them. Like I said, I have the reason I bought the Star Fox um, game itself, and I'll give this to Anderson because people asking about it. It wouldn't be that, but it would be an afterthought. And if people want to have it, I ain't gonna stop their opinions to put because people like they should have put they also should put Samus in this game as well to being a bounty hunter and stuff. It won't be a real true Samus because that's not a Samus's thing really, and she never really used the ship. The only couple she never used the ship as a fighting ship. She just used it as a gunship to unload stuff and do stuff off the thing. But hey, Starlink is selling more on a Nintendo console, and if they could create the ship, which everybody wants, some people say they want the ship. I don't want the bike helmet ship. I want mostly the ship from Metroid Prime 3. That look better. That or from Metroid Fusion. Not no cross. I'm just saying, it just makes sense to do it in there. I mean, I could do a video about Star Fox and Metroid Cross later on, but in this one, not really the cross that people's talking about. I just think that it could be used, of course, in the gaming, because the thing about it is, like I said, this is not really a Star Fox ship, Star Fox game. Really, it's not. I feel so. Like I said, when like I said, because I can't play Star Fox while doing the mining and the mining and scanning and all the stuff. The scanning works more with Metroid chip because that's what Samus does. She scans the what's going on around her and everything, so that kind of works out in her favor. So they could put Metroid in here and put the ship and have it as as something to to play with. But you could have that. No, Maurice, it does not play like a true it does not play like a true Star Fox game. I can tell you that it does not. But the game is not a bad game in my opinion. I like playing it. If you're a friend of on my Nintendo Switch, you see I've been playing it from since I got it. A Metroid to being there, develop might have create on underground caverns in patterns that would create. Nah, not in this game. Just to get the Metroid feel. Nah. Because that means you have to come out of the ship, and the game is all about the ships. It's bad enough when you go inside of the daggone towers and stuff, and it's so cramped, and you just bouncing around, bling, 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 bling. Like it's so hard to get control of the ship to do stuff. And I'm like, now this part they could have took out of the Starlink game, but they wanted you to feel like you're going inside of a ship and looking for parts, which is kind of rare because again, you would mostly get out, look for the parts, and get out. But yeah, I meant that's in a new game. Yeah, could have. If you're gonna do first person, like a Prime and stuff, yeah, you could do that. I could say more like Metroid, the one that people don't like, Other M. You could do that, and then you maybe could have Star Fox and them using some of their moves from Smash as a third person game, like how you doing Star Metroid Other M. God forbid I use that game to say stuff. But what else I could say? It sucks also to installing that you have to aim all the way. You don't have a lock on, which in Star Fox you had a lock on. Now, as Triple M told me and reminded me, and he's correct. I forgot about that. Star Fox 1 and 2 does not have a lock on, but Star Fox 64 and above, you would think with a ship like the ships like these guys have, it makes sense to have lock on. You do not have lock on in there. And also the arrow wings lasers that people are like, oh well, I got arrow wings lasers. Yeah, those don't do jacks. Those are not as strong as people think they are. You're gonna need you will need, again, the game was built with you switching out weapons for the cars and everything, and you could upgrade the weapons. I gotta double check to see if I could upgrade the orange. I mean, the orange lasers. I will double check to see that. I did not know if that's or not, but there's no charge lock on this at all. So it is crazy that is what it is. I think. Yes, you do. Oh, please. With lock on, people still can't play Star Fox Zero. Pathetic. Well, that's also true. But you don't have the lock on. You have to keep on. You have to keep your gun on there, on your reticle on the stuff. And again, you don't have infinite bullets. There's none of the weapons that I've seen are infinite bullet. So of course, like in Star Fox, you could shoot your lasers all you want, or you hold it charged and blast them. You could do all that right there. You can't do that in this game. It has you have to, if you keep on doing that, it has a drain meter that you have to wait until it recharges again. So you can't go in there pew 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 pew, keep on doing it all the time. Nope. It has a charge meter. So if you drain it, you're gonna wait until it bounces back up again. So you got that. Now there's something in the game that's pretty good as well too. You do have a shield. Now you have it is kind of Smash-esque. You or Bayonetta. You have if you pull the shield at the right time, you can reflect your shield against you reflect the projectile back towards the person. But it does take I think it's a quarter, 1/3. I think it's 1/3 if I remember right. It takes 1/3 of your boost shield. Your shield is linked to your boost gauge. So three of those, boom, you basically out, you get hit. And also the R-Wing is the weakest ship that I've seen. I have not unlocked all the ships, but from the main ship that Mason used, which Mason is the main character of the game, from his ship compared to Star Fox ship, looking at the stats, you're like, oh, well, Mason's ship is weaker than Star Fox, but Mason's ship could take way more elemental damage than Star Fox. As Triple M could tell you, I was playing the game just today, and I got blown off the top of a building with one shot. I was like, what the hell? And I switched to Mason, of course, and Mason, I played the game without no problem. So that's his own thing. Let me see what else I would say at Star. If I'm putting a Star Fox Future game, because again, I like that I like how the different vehicles you could use that in the game. The robot, the gyrocopter, all that stuff, pretty cool. I would love to have that in those games. Again, Starlink has some things that I would like in it. The planets that you could fly into it. Like I really do love flying out and into the planet seamlessly. They did a real good job on that. And that could be a part of the Star Fox, that you could go into a multiple stage fight, and it did that already too with Assault. I love when Assault did, and that was one of the best parts. That was one of the best. The fighting sequence in Assault was pretty damn good. The first sequence was pretty damn good. You fly between the Armada to get to Orkney, and then you fly through the planet. Then you fly on rails again towards to battle with Oinkini with his fake Andros looking ship before the Aperoids came in and destroyed him. That was pretty cool, and that's where Starlink could evolve. Star Fox could evolve with Starlink. What Starlink does, that you could go into the space and out of the space without no problem. I just want it to be that if you go in there, you have a mission to do something, other than just, again, mundane tasks just to keep the outposts and everything going well. That's something they should have. And again, if I think Sprite Trip A again, if you want, if not, it's cool. Like I said, I send a link up to the usual stuff. So you check your Google Plus, you should be able to see the link to jump in if you wanna. But you have those kind of set up as well. Or you don't want to take too long either. You ain't got you ain't got your smart bombs, which at first I was like, I wish I had a smart bombs, but there kind of is not a smart bomb since you can't lock on, but you do have something that the game does very well. You have elemental super ups. If you combine the right guns together, you can create a powerful move. If you can hit the beams at the exact same time, that's another problem. I thought automatically if I have the fire gun and the fire flamethrower and this gun, which is to get the two guns that you have 3 games unlocked with the game. Again, also another thing too is I never used. I've not put an R-wing. I've not put an R-wing and a fuck none of that stuff. I've not used none of the toys to life in the game. I've played the game out the box without even plugging none of that stuff to my controllers. So I'll let you know that as well, so you don't need it. Never use it. Now, if you could just plug in and plug on automatically, maybe that'd be faster. I've seen people do that on the game. That's cool, but me, no, I'm good. I am definitely good. But you do have, like I say, you have 5 elements. You have stasis, which is basically to slow you down. You have ice, fire, gravity, and what was the spreader again? Kinetic. So that's the 5 elements you have in there. The other 5, and you could combine those together. You combine, I think stasis and gravity. Weapon together, you use lots at the same time. You create a gravity well that pulls everything around whatever canisters, whatever, and it comes towards you and blow it up, kind of like how they did for Half-Life 2. And some of the stuff they have. Well, you tell me how it is, AA. But there are some things in this game that could help a future Star Fox. No denying that at all. But there are some games I do that does not make. But Starlink is not a Star Fox game. 1 and 2. There's some stuff in this game that does not make it a Star Fox game, and that is its own IP. And I want to give Starlink its love because again, when this game first came out without the Star Fox, you could go back and I could tell you I did say, oh man, I want to play this game. I want to have fun with this game, but it didn't happen. So the special guns are in separate triggers, like LNR. Yes, ZR and ZL, the bottom, the double buttons are basically how you fire the different guns. Those two hold different guns. Charlie 3. R is basically used to start the flight engine or cut off the flight engine. I mean, yes, L is the L trigger is basically used to bring in to do your special moves. Which again, gotta give the special moves. This is a weird combination how they did Starlink, and I want them to get the benefit of doubt in that regard. Okay, Star Fox brings in a co-pilot. Peppy, Toad, and they switch around. Peppy, Falco, Slip. Mason, who's the main character, he sets up an orbital strike that he acts a signal, and then this blast comes out of nowhere and takes him out. That's him. Now, Hunter, he has a cool-ass move, which I like. He's basically like Ryu from Ninja Gaiden. Basically, he does quick slash, like he goes over, slash that, goes over, blast straight shot, goes over, his ship goes over, blast another straight shot, go up, then a straight shot, like anything like that. Now, I forgot the name of the guy who's the gunslinger, the prospector. Oh, I get it. Thank you for the cool description. No problem. Now the prospect is like a gunslinger, and he has a move that I like from Red Seal 2 called the Snake, where when he does that, when you do that, he goes in stasis and it slows down, and he has like five. I think no, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. He has seven shots, real shots, seven energy shots, and you target the shot. So you can target the center of the Legion, our body and everything to get a critical hit because in this game you have critical hits. And they're gonna do critical hits against you too, so you gotta be careful of that. But you have that. You say slows down, you trigger, bam, 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 and then he just gunslinger it off, bam, 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 bam. When he goes back to real time, that's also that's excuse me, that's pretty cool as well. Well, he ain't got no charge shot in the game. I can tell you that, Trip. I've looked. I've played it. Like I said, I've played maybe what 12, 15, close to 1,000. I think mostly close to 20 hours in this game because I do like the game. I do like the game. But like I said, the special moves are pretty good. And I'll say this again, another nod to the Ubisoft team. Okay, you we know that they're trying to sell toys. We know that. That's it. Here's how I'll let you know how the I'll let you know how should I say this? I'm trying. Give me a second here. I'm trying to. Oh yes, this is what I'm trying to say. Yes, they let you see. They let you see how what each weapon does. I love how they do that. I do love how they give you a chance to see what each weapon does on its own, not the combination, but on its own. Okay, now it's you talking about triple M. I just watched it, and that's what I was doing that for. That's you have the charge shot, but it's not lock on. What it just showed is what the part is, which is you what you would keep the if you keep the reticle on the person. Some of the weapons do kind of lock on, like the ice missiles. You have to keep the reticle on it, and it will follow where the reticle goes. But it's not an instant lock like how we used to know with Star Fox. Like you lock Pam, you hear the noise, and he goes off. It does the game does not do that. The game does not do that. Yeah, it does because again, I was yeah, and it kind of sucks also that when you switch one of the weapons and mix it with the lasers from Star Fox team, it doesn't have a combo move. Misleading, yep, it is. It doesn't have a combo move, but it is they do show you what each weapon does. I like that, so at least you know what's going on. And again, like I said, this is a Toys to Life game, and this is how the game works. If I was you, and again, this is me because this is how I play the game. I'm playing a game monotonously, just kind of like Trip would do it and everything. When you play the game to get most of it. You want one. If you want to 100% this game, you're gonna need the weapons. They have a digital pack that have all the everything unlocked, $60 or $60 more. I don't know about that. All that, but I will say this. It's a Toys to Life game, so this is what they make you do this. And what they do is this: if you play the game and you get defeated, you have the option to start. You have the option to switch the ship to another ship to continue right where you at, where you got shot down at. You could do that. Of course, if you don't have no ships, you got to start the game. You got to start from the last story point arc. You do keep the stuff that you have gotten up to that point, which is good. So they check that out. But you do have to start because I'll give you an example. The second planet you go to is called Haven. The first planet is called Kite or Creek, but I think Kite. I went to Kite and I was doing stuff on Kite. And when I got shot down by certain things, I was like, oh crap. And I didn't have no ships, of course, so I had to restart all over again. So I go straight all the way back to Haven. That's a long trip back to get back to Kite. So that kind of is a bad thing. And also, when you restart from the refinery, you have to pay to restart your, which is the local currency in the games called, the local simple currency is called Electrum. Now, Nova is very rare to get. That's the big boy, and that's his own currency itself. Nova is very hard to get in the damn game. So right now, I have over 1 million Electrum because I'm the kind of guy that kind of like Xenoblade Chronicles X. You do the micromanaging to get the best you can in the game. That's how I do it. So I got over 1 million. I think I'm up to 200,000 now because, like I said, I have died. I'm not gonna say I didn't. I have died in space battles where I lose the most because two things. One is because the damn controls are pain in space, and two, some of the damn pirates have a bomb called a freaking magnet bomb, and if they let that go, you could stop it by shooting it down. But if you can't control where these things are coming from, once you hit that BBB, they're basically gonna blow up in your face. It sucks. It really does. But they're making sure, but without taking out the Electrum to pay to repair the ship, you can, of course, buy multiple ships and you don't have to worry about that. And if you say like you have like 4 ships, you use one ship, 2, 3. The boss is a pain in the ass. And I died once, twice, 3 times, but I beat him with the 4th ship. You will go back to an outpost and repair the ship. $500 Electrum or $100 for each ship repair. So my thing is mine and get all that money you can. Get the most currency you can in case of anything happening. I don't see myself buying all those ships, of course, because it just didn't. And I got another thing I got to say too. One of the storylines in Starlink, they did a great job of showing how the backstory of all the characters in the art style they have, which is pretty cool. They're showing the art style of all the crew members. Very cool, very awesome. Like it. Love that story arc. Pretty cool. You find a data canister and then it opens up and it show you how all these people come in. You have basically adventurous, a military, an adventuress, but is a female, adventuress, a military hardhead, which is also a female, a kung fu master, which is called Hunter. You have the vlogger, which is Levy. You have, of course, Mason, who's a scientist, but all right-around guy. Like I said, he's the main character. You have Saint Grant, who is the person who pulled all these guys together because he's the leader of the crew. You have Judge, which is an alien group that they say that he's gonna bring death to the world, but for some reason he maybe forgot what's going on. But you got Judge, who is basically a space alien. The prospector, I forgot his name. I don't know what his name is again, but he's like a gunslinger, Western style gunslinger. He tells the story from the perspective view. So anything that you get Electrum, or he upgraded one of the posts and stuff that they mine for stuff, you get cool stuff for it. You get cool stories from him. You have Carl, who's a scientist, who's the first person you meet when you go to Kite, and you help him, and he helps you, and then he becomes a scientist on your ship. He's like a lizard alien thing. Oh yeah, and then you have Shade. I forgot Shade. Shade was a thief among thieves, and she just lost too much friends, and then find out that you can't trust nobody. But for some reason, she's trusting people now. So yeah, and there you go. So I like that, and I like how they tell the stories of each one of those guys, which is pretty good. Again, a lot their ships is. I'm happy that they don't have. So no, the processor don't have his own ship. I think the main characters though, except for Ray's her, I forgot what her name is, the military girl, because she's basically the person who runs the main ship, kind of like the Gray Fox kind of ship. So you have that. So you have all, like I said, I've been only on 2 planets, and then technically speaking, you can go to 3 or 4 planets. But if you're gonna do this stuff, you're gonna go multiple. You have to do you have to have the type of weapons to go take on a lot of stuff. So right now, and I have not I've played. I am on a mission back to the mission part to play to find Fox. So now I'm back to find not Fox, Wolf. Now I'm back to finding what Wolf is up to. Yes, then I switch back to Star Fox and play that part, it's the story part with that. But when I'm doing the mining part and mining and fetching and looking and scanning for the flora and scanning for the thing and placing probes all over the place, that's not a Star Fox kind of thing. That's more of the. I switch back to Mason because it just feels more complete with Mason doing that. So think I exhausted much as I could think about it. If anybody, I don't think is there any questions you guys have more about Starlink, you can let me know before I finish this up. If anything else you want about the game, but again, like I said, I can see elements of Star Fox in Starlink. There's a lot of elements in Star Fox that's not in Starlink that I don't think should happen. I think Nintendo could take some adventures, some stuff from that. I have no problem with that and do it. Hell, if I have to be honest, like Star Fox has had that unique art style. I wish we have seen only 2 styles of Metroid. I would like to see they do that with Metroid. I would love to see Metroid has a anime um style kind of thing, art style. Instead of being sprite based, instead of being just graphical intensive and stuff like that. I would love to see them do anime style art style or self shaded art style with Metroid in 3D. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, they could use it for 2D games as well too, but that would be pretty cool in that regard. But like I said, I think I exhausted as much as I could say right there. I'll say Anderson, Sprite, Triple M. So the link is there. You guys could join in after the chat. As well. But I'll leave it at that, guys. Sorry that my system was YouTube was not recognizing my mic. Now it does, and I'm happy that I could sound more better. But for some weird reason, it was not. I apologize for that. With that said, I wish you guys a good night. Enjoy some games. There's a lot of games coming around the corner. November's right around the corner of November where you can play and have fun. You can play and have fun with those kind of with games and series is coming out. Remember, they're not only Nintendo games that's on the console. There are other games on the console. Ys 8, um, Valkyrie Chronicles 4 and 1, because 1 just got released last week. Those are really good games. I would recommend them for people who like strategic. If you like strategic games like Codename Steam and Mario Rabbits Battles, if you want a game, Valkyrie Chronicles is a really good game to get into. That I love it. Stories are very good and action is very well as well. And at this moment, I will tell you two deals you guys want to check out. If you need it, Okami is on sale for $15. If if you have no problem with the digital, it's pretty damn awesome. $15 is not a bad deal for a game like that. And also, if you're looking for Joy Cons, Newegg has a discount on Joy Cons, 30% off, so $59.99 for two Joy Cons. Of course, left and right combined. So Newegg has that set up right there. So if you want to go there and check that out. If you need some new Joy Cons or new colors you want to pimp out, of course, check it out. Other than that, like I said, guys, I'll catch up with you later. You know my usual saying, there's no perfect game. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply enjoy your games on all consoles, even PC. Y'all have a good night.